All right. We're 5:06. We'll call the meeting to order. We have the quorum present, and please stand for the invocation. Rich, would you like to?
Sure. Father, we just thank you for this day. Thank you for what you continue to do in the city of West Orange. Just pray that you just give wisdom, discernment, knowledge to the council as they consider things that come before them, and let all decisions be glorifying to your name. In Jesus' name. Amen.
All right, pledge allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America,
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, flag.
Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
So on our consent agenda, we're going to discussion of possible action on approval of the minutes of the March 13th, 2023 council meeting.
I'll make a motion that we set the minutes as presented.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for vote. All in favor, say aye. 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 And all opposed, no. Motion carried. All right, public comment time. At this time, comments will be taken from the audience on any subject matter, whether or not that item is on the agenda. All comments are limited to a maximum of 3 minutes for each speaker. If more than one person wishes to address the same subject, a spokesperson must be selected who will be recognized to represent the group. The comments are appreciated. The Texas Open Meetings Act does not allow the council to discuss items not listed on the agenda. However, if possible, your questions may be answered with statement of policy, statement of fact, or it may be placed on a future agenda for attention by council. You also may be directed to the appropriate department head to address your questions or comments. Does anyone like to speak to council during this time? Hearing none, we'll move right on. Reports and comments. City staff, what do y'all want to start? Mike, Johnny, you want to start?
Mayor, the construction projects in the city consist of wastewater treatment plant. I'm still waiting on EDA to approve the design, the plans, specifications. MacArthur Drive project, as you've seen, the lights have been turned on and back off again on the West Orange side. Pinehurst is now in testing. There have been some issues that the contractors found. They're still working on that, and there is no completion date given by TxDOT at this time. And then, of course, our City Hall project for the generator, we're still waiting on the generator to be delivered, which we're anticipating October of this year. Our building official, Mr. Corbett, issued 28 permits last month and completed 42. Sanitation, we took 29 loads of green waste to the paper mill and 1 load of C&D to the landfill. Animal control received 92 calls for the month, 17 intakes. The street department, I think I mentioned last month that they started putting the dead end signs on the stop signs on the streets. They've completed about 70% of those in an effort to keep vehicles from actually turning down those streets before they see the dead end signs. They cleaned 1,800 linear feet of ditches. The Parks Department, we've got 1 employee that has started mowing, and we won't see him again until probably November or December. And then, of course, the shop, we did our normal repairs of city assets, and he also began mowing on the large outfall ditches with our slope mowing. That's all I've got now.
All right, in the police department, we've got 60 traffic contacts, 6 crashes reported, which is double what we usually have. I guess our traffic is increasing now. 88 arrests, 21 reports, 339 calls for service. Miles driven is 9,940 for the month. Just as an informational item on House Bill 2901, the commercial motor vehicle bill that you guys did a resolution in support of dealing with commercial motor vehicles has come out of committee and is now waiting to get put on the calendars committee, so it's progressing. There's also a lot of movement in the state legislature for bills affecting the cities, how the cities operate. So
Not all good.
most not.
Anybody on the city council? Sorry, Teresa, how about you? No. All right, fire department?
All right, for the month of March, fire department, we responded to, one grass fire, 5 track fires, 1 gas leak, 3 medical assists, 2 motor vehicle collisions. We were canceled one time in route, and we had, 2 alarms for a month, 14 for a month. Information wise, we see we got our compressor in, and got it installed, we're in business on that, got a good test on that. Got the water machine that's in place and hooked up by water, we just need to get some electricity. And then, I don't know who to talk to about the hydrant accessibility on South Street, I don't know if that's our ditch or the drainage district ditch. About removing the cross ties and get a culvert put in there, make it safe. And I know we talked about it a little bit before, but that's something we need to revisit from time to time. Especially when the water department is basically changing out all the hydrants in the city and adding in more. We've done got with them on some locations, but they really need to upgrade their infrastructure on water distribution and more hydrants. We're way lacking where they need to be, or they're way lacking where they need to be. I know that's gonna be some more future conversation. So just food for thought.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you. And, Mayor, y'all just heard all my reports. Nice being mayor. Okay, we're gonna go on our regular session. Discussion possible action on the application to the West Orange Volunteer Fire Department submitted by Brennan Harris. We are not ready to act on this, so I'm gonna pass that up and we'll take that up at a later date. Item number 2, discussion of possible action on a request from Jerry Delano for an extension to his variance to ordinance number 302, 2004 South Avenue. Delano, yes.
That's what I'm here for, to give an extension for at least another 30 days and I can get it. And I'm gonna have to build a small storage for the stuff under the trailer. It's behind my trailer. To be able to store it before I can move the trailer. And.
We're talking about your RV.
Yeah. And so I need a little more time to get it into the place. And then a little more time to build storage before I can move the motor. I can be out with the motor home at the end of in the middle of next month. So it'll probably be about a month. Our progress has been pretty good lately, so pretty sure I can do it.
We would like to make a motion to,
I move that we give Jerry Delano 30 days and only 30 days, starting tomorrow, extension to his variance.
we have a motion, do we have a second?
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion?
So can we include something in, and that states that at the end of 30 days, the Alderman will stay there?
I think it's part of his motion, is only
Okay.
30 that, but he can always do another application.
So it's understood that it's the 30 days and the RV's got to go.
No more extensions.
No more extension. I understand.
I agree with the no more extensions.
of the second or third extension or fourth.
Well, I have to do that. Second time,
And
I am ready to get in it with it.
All right, we have a motion,
And then before I can move the motor, I have to build me a small storage for all the stuff behind the motor. Cause it's on a lane too, and I'm protecting all my tools and everything under it.
how long is that gonna take? We're ready for, we're ready for that RV to be out of there. So you need to,
It can be out of there in my yard. The motor stays there.
well, yeah, but you're living in it right now.
Well, that's what I'm moving, will be it out of it.
Move it back behind your
I can move it.
But if he owns,
your building that you're building, your home,
Right.
temporary home, I guess is what you use for.
That's right.
but he doesn't own the property, and the ordinance states that if you don't own the property, you can have an RV on the property, correct?
That's correct.
That's correct.
That is correct. Only the owner of the property can store the RV on the property.
So what has happened with your ownership of that property?
Well, it's still in it, he's in it with the lawyer, trying to get the, succession done.
What do we need to do?
What, are you saying I can't have a motor home on the property?
The way that the ordinance is written, that's correct.
A motor home unlived in,
That's correct. Storage on your property only.
what if it has a note from the owner of the property? I mean,
The property has to be owned by the individual that owns the RV.
huh?
The property has to be owned by the individual who owns the RV for the RV to be there. That's how the ordinance is written.
I don't know exactly what to do about that.
We've been working with this for, about 14 months now. And, we think that the council has been more than gracious with you, working with you.
I am grateful.
With your, with what you've been trying to do. But the fact is, you still own the property after 14 months. You still are not into the temporary building that you wanted to be into after 14 months. And so, it's a struggle for us because we're giving you variances to ordinance. And when we give a variance, that says we're making an exception, Mr. Delano. And that means that we are not following with the ordinances that we personally all signed off on and said that this is the way we want it to be and what the city was on. So,
I understand, but now this is a new thing that popped up on me here that I had no idea about the motor home being on the property, even if I don't own it. That's the only thing I'm questioning right now, because I didn't know that.
Well, besides the fact that the motorhome being on the property and yours are not, we're still 15 months into this. And you should have been in the house a long time ago. But when you drive by there, all you've got is some studs sticking up. You still require ways from being, your 30 days is, you're not gonna make it in 30 days.
I can be in for 30 days.
So,
I may not have all my electrical done and all that, but I can still be in. I'll have a glass room in there, plumbing in there, water's already there.
I'll be honest with you. The reason I rejected the last one, when I didn't vote for the last couple of variances, is because I knew this was gonna keep on, and this was gonna keep on. So that's why I didn't agree with it. And here we are, you're asking for another 30 days.
And I'll be out of that motorhome in 30 days.
Well, I don't agree. It should have already been in the house, and the motor home should have been going.
Well, I don't have the money in the wherewithal, other than myself, to do what I've been doing. So that's the reason it's taking so long, it's just me. I also have to do other things. So, that's what I'm here for, asking for another 30 days. And I'll be in that place.
What are you gonna
Might
do?
not be a great living in there.
What are you gonna do if, person who owns the property, the actual owner is in the Portdale, was Rex?
We're gonna make some kind of deal of somewhere for me to live there.
We have a motion to, we have a motion to allow another 30 days for Mr. Delano to complete his project and to, once that project is complete, well, he's gotta go. I don't know what to tell you to do about that. But once you complete your project within the 30 days, then it sounds like the RV's gotta go. So, that's what we've got. That's the motion we've got. And, is there any more discussion? All right, I'll call for vote. All in favor of the motion to allow another 30 days for Mr. Delano to complete his building. All say aye. Aye. That everybody else? Okay, so, all opposed, motion carries. Item number 3, discussion of possible action on the following residential tax exemptions for the tax year 2023. First one up is, homestead exemption. Do we need to vote on these all separately? Or can we just include it all in?
Well, I mean, if there was a motion to approve all of them as they were presented, what they were, you could take them, you could do it separately.
They're all listed. Separately.
Yeah. Which would be 20% for the homestead and 17,000 each for disability memberships. That's the local option. I think as long as that's part of the motion.
I'll make a motion that we, approve the residential tax exemption for tax year 2023, including homestead, 65 or older and disabled.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any more discussion?
And you're leaving them at the same amount that they come. And yes.
I think Brett, he gave it. No. All right, we have a motion and a second. Is there any more discussion? I'll call for vote. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, no. Motion carried. Moving on to our next item. Discussion of possible action on approving by resolution a contract with administration and planning services pertaining to the application and implementation, if awarded, of the city's 2022 Resilient Communities Program, grant funded and administered through the Texas General Land Office, and authorizing the execution of the contract.
I'll make a motion that we approve by resolution the contract for administration and planning services pertaining to the application and implementation, if awarded, of the city's 2022 Resilient Communities Program, grant funded and administered through the Texas General Land Office, and authorizing the execution of a contract.
We have a motion and a second to, approve by resolution the contract for administration and planning services pertaining to application, implementation, and awarded of the city 2022 Resilient Communities Program, grant fund. Is there any more discussion? I'll call for vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, no. Motion carried. All right, item number 5, discussion of possible action on amendment number 1 to the agreement for professional management services with Traylor Associates for HMGP DR 4332 to include the Dayton Street Lift Station and the drainage project.
I'll make a motion that we approve amendment number 1 to the agreement for professional management services with Trailer and Associates for HMG PPR 4332 to include the David Street lift station and the drainage project.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Is there any other discussion? All right, I'll call for the vote. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, no. Motion carried. All right, item number 6. Discussion of possible action on authorizing disposal of 709 Flint Street. 709 Flint Street is, most of us live in West Orange for a while, is where the old Gingham dock was. And, so it's been demolished, and the lot is now, if we approve it, the lot will go up for sale. So, is there a motion? And
I move that we authorize, yes, the city, John, to, get the realtor and get an appraisal on the land and prove it for sale.
Second motion.
we have a motion and a second authorizing disposal of 709 Flint Street. Is there any discussion? Call for vote. All in favor, say aye. 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 All opposed, no. Motion carried. Item number 7. Discussion of possible action on approval of an agreement with the law firm of Linebarger, Gogan, Blair, and Sampson, LLP, to act as special counsel to perform all legal services necessary to collect unpaid fines, fees, and court costs as provided in the Texas Code of Criminal Procedure, Article 103.0031, and to authorize the mayor to sign the agreement on the city's behalf.
I'll make a motion that we approve an agreement with the law firm of Linebarger, Gogan, Blair, and Sampson to act as special counsel to perform all legal services necessary to collect unpaid fees, fines, fees, and court costs as provided in the Texas Code of Criminal Procedure, Article 103.0031, and to authorize the mayor to sign the agreement on the city's behalf.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for vote. All in favor of the motion to approve an agreement with the law firm of Linebarger, Gogan, and Blair from Sampson, LLP, to act as special counsel to perform all legal services necessary to collect unpaid fines, fees, and court costs. Is there any discussion? No discussion? I'll call for vote. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, no. Motion carried. All right, item number 8. Discussion of possible action on adoption of a resolution regarding Linebarger, Gogan, Blair, and Sampson, LLP, as being fully qualified as special counsel to perform all legal services pursuant to section 2254.1036 of the Texas Government Code.
I'll make a motion that we adopt a resolution regarding Linebarger, Gogan, Blair, and Sampson as being fully qualified as special counsel to perform all legal services pursuant to section 2254.1036 of the Texas Government Code.
Second.
We have a motion and a second on adoption of a resolution regarding Linebarger, Gogan, Blair, and Sampson, LLP, as being fully qualified as special counsel for all of the services pursuant to section 2254.1036 of the Texas Government Code. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Motion carried. All right, discussion possible action on adoption of a resolution authorizing and imposing a collection fee as authorized by Article 103.0031 of the Texas Code of Criminal Procedure.
I move that we adopt the resolution authorizing and imposing a collection fee as authorized by Article 103.0031 of the Texas Code of Criminal Procedure.
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any more discussion on adoption of the resolution? Hearing none, I'll call for a vote. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, no. Motion carries. Item number 10, discussion of possible action on ordinance number 478, addressing the movement of commercial motor vehicles throughout the city.
I'll make a motion that we approve ordinance number 478, addressing the movement of commercial motor vehicles throughout the city.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? This will, help us regulate through traffic for truck routes going through the city. Basically, I guess that pretty much is what it's going to do. So we will have designated routes for 18-wheelers to go through, take routes through the city. Mainly this is to help us with managing the traffic flow through the city because of what's going to be going on next door to it. So, is there any other discussion? All right, we have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, no. Motion carried. All right, moving right on to announcement. West Orange Spring cleanup Friday and Saturday, April 21st and 22nd. Next week, from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. on Friday and Saturday. And then Bark in the Park Saturday, April 22nd, from 11 to 3. Y'all come out. With the bedded dogs to do. They might even let you walk one around the park.
Take one home?
Yeah. You either take one. So, our next council meeting is Tuesday, May the 9th, 2023, 5 p.m. Meeting adjourned.